So how is that? Sorry, I haven't used this in a moment. So all of my settings were like. There we go. Sorry about that. Let's play some fucking colors with the game. Okay. Let's go. Nickelodeon. So we'll give it a few minutes. I know that was a especially long intro. I apologize for that. Starlight Carnival, I love you so much. How was everyone's Thanksgiving if you're American, you know, and Christmas? Has everyone seen Sonic Movie 3? Because we'll be getting into that. Again, I wish there was a way to map. It's so weird, awkward. I wish there was a way to map not drifting, the sidestep to the other button. Oh, it's been a moment. I apologize. What button? Wait, what button is the thingamabob? What button is homing attack? Is it? No, it's. I apologize. This is so bad. There we go. Okay, it's jump. Okay, I've been playing Sonic X Shadow Generations. My muscle memory is now training me that homing attack is a different button. King, how have you not seen Sonic Movie 3? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? You haven't seen 2 yet? Then you don't. Then really, no offense, my friend. If you haven't seen 2, then you've lost the ability to complain if I spoil 3, because you clearly don't give a shit about it. Oh my god, 108 emblems in SA2? No, thank you. Maybe if the reward was better than that fucking terrible 3D Green Hill Zone, maybe. Oh, Callum, you hater. Unfortunately, Callum, you're on the wrong side of history with 3. Critics and audiences are loving that movie, so, you know. You're wrong. You're wrong. Again, like I would still say that 1 is a better movie than 2. 2 is just a lot more Sonic-y than 1 was. So it's in that regard, it's going to be easier to watch. But for things like character motivations and even plot to a certain degree, 1 is still better than 3. So 1 is still better than 2. Yeah, but see, Callum, unfortunately, the problem with that kind of attitude is that it just means that if you say everything else is dumb, how is anyone supposed to trust you when you like something? That's the problem with being a negative Nancy all the time, good sir. Except for Bluey. Like, no one can dislike Bluey, otherwise you're a heartless bastard who doesn't deserve to live. The cop show! No, you can skip Knuckles. You can skip Knuckles. But did you like, Callum, did you like the, all of it, or did you just like it because half of it is Sonic Generations? Did you actually like the Shadow stuff? I will say, so like, this is the first mild spoiler I'll say in regards to Sonic 3. So Wade, the cop, You know, he has one scene in Sonic 3. He's on screen for, I don't know, maybe a minute or two at most, and it is the perfect amount of Wade Ripple. That's the only Wade Ripple we need in his movies going forward. I really like Shadow Gens. I think it actually fixes a lot of issues that not everyone, but some people have had with the past few games. And I think if Shadow Gens is an indication of what we're going to get in the future, I think the future's bright for this little hedgehog that could. Oh, you can't. Okay then. I guess you're not the fastest thing alive. Dude, I'm joking, man. I, you know, no disrespect, man, but like, I couldn't give less of a shit if you hated everything I like. I grew up in an era when I was one of only 4 Sonic and the Black Knight fans. I'm well okay with not liking stuff, you know, being okay with people who don't like things I like. It's completely fine. My fiance pretty much hates everything I enjoy, so it's fine. Yeah, I think disliking the Spider-Verse movies, I think that is punishable by death. Frankenmutt, you shut the fuck up. You're thinking of Clement. I don't like Lost World. I have a brain. No, I did it again! God damn muscle memory.
I'm on my way.
Can you turn, I know this game has somewhat customizable controls. Can you turn the home and attack to the boost button like you can in Generations? I don't know what a himbo is, but sure, yeah, he's a himbo. How you doing, Rejuvenator? See. Alright, I think that's been enough time. I wasted 6 minutes being very bad at that level. So, let's get in. Let's get into Sonic 3. Alright, King, take it easy, bud. I've been going through. I bought Astro Bot for my son for his birthday back in August, and next weekend I have a completely empty house, which I can't wait for. And I'm just gonna get on certain substances and just play all of Astro Bot. I really can't wait. Callum, jeez. I see. I have followed up with Ian Flynn multiple times, asking about that cameo. Goddamn it, he's never come through for me. Wait, so again, Callum, in terms of so have you just seen movie 1 or did you watch movie 2 as well? Hog. I am not touching them spikes. It's so weird because again, like he has the double jump in this game. He doesn't have it in base Generations. It's like. You want to walk in this industry and you're watching cam rips? You son of a bitch. But you want to work on the Bluey movie and give Disney money? B. Yes, Donator, I was going to stream it, but I forgot that it came out during, Jeffrey, look at me, I know Kojima, I'm famous, please give fun to me. But it's like, so I didn't stream because everyone was going to be live streaming that, and I thought there's no point me trying to compete with that. Also, it's really, like, I 100%ed it in about 10 minutes. It's pretty fun. I wish it's one act and two like very small challenge levels. I like the Westopolis remix in it. I loved Keanu Reeves portraying Shadow in the movie. I want to say whoever was the voice director in the DLC was terrible. Keanu sounded really bad in the DLC. He sounds great in the movie. Sounded so bad in that DLC. So it's like, Argh. You're still giving money. You're still gonna help Disney. Still gonna help Disney. Is it? Did I read somewhere correctly that have Disney? I know Disney have distribution rights, but did they like officially? Excuse me. But have Disney like officially bought more of a stake in Bluey? Like I read somewhere that I know the creator's working on the movie, but is he leaving the show? I read somewhere. Do you need to know the DLC is not free. You have to pay for it. You gotta, if you bought the digital deluxe version, which Muggins here always does, it came free. But I think on its own it's something like $5, which I probably wouldn't say it's worth it. But then again, you know, you do get to have. I will say the Tokyo level is pretty good. Okay, so Disney, okay, good, because my fiance, who me and her end up watching Bluey more than our kids do, she had read that, like, Disney had taken over it, which I know, like, I think they've said they're going to start putting some Bluey mascots in the theme parks, which you know, makes sense, but, I don't want Disney to get control of this franchise at all. It's too good and too pure for Disney to ruin it. Oh my god, Frankenman's hilarious. Bad voice direction. They do, it sucks all the censoring, like, you know, they can't, Bandit can't call his flip-flops thongs, which they're called there. They edited out Bandit talking about getting a vasectomy or getting his teeth pulled. It's like, Disney, you ruin everything. God damn it. Wait, what did they change Bell Pepper to? Is that like in the Wallace and Gromit movie, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, when it was released in America? There's a subplot of Gromit is growing I want to say we called it in England a marrow, maybe? But I want to say in the American dub, they called it a melon, even though it doesn't look anything like a melon. Mordiax, how would you rank all the colors between Ultimate Console version and DS version? I would. I mean, I think the base console version is probably still the best. Like, I liked the DS version of colors. I didn't always like all of the challenge, like the levels where you have to do something with it's like a race or something with one of the other characters. I didn't always like that. You see, I don't like things like that. That's why I guarantee you, if Disney had gotten involved with Bluey from the start, they probably would have had them re-record every line of dialogue that refers to Oh, come on! What the fuck? They probably would have re-recorded every line of dialogue calling Chili Mum with Mom. If that's how Disney be, but. Wrong Trousers is, it's weird, of these so far, I know the latest one is come out in England, it doesn't come out in America till January 4th on Netflix, so again, next weekend, I'm going to be enjoying that. But I want to say, I'm not 100% certain on a matter of Loaf and Death, but I want to say all of them, with the exception of the first one, A Grand Day Out, won an Oscar. It's funny because the first one, A Grand Day Out, Aardman lost to themselves because what won the best animated short at the Oscars that year was Creature Comforts, which is one of their shorts. But then you have Wrong Trousers, A Close Shave, and Curse of the Were-Rabbit all won the Oscars. I think A Matter of Loaf and Death did. It being a short rather than a full-length movie probably helped it win, but I think it did. I mean, yeah, I forgive me if I am pronouncing your name incorrectly. Mordexai? Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's made by Dips, it is essentially Sonic Rush 3. And I love that for that, depending on how you feel about the Rush games, what have you, but I love the fact that it is that, so very happy with that. I just love the meme of, like, what was the first year? It was Birds of Prey, and then what was the second movie Sonic destroyed? Was it Morbius? Was that the second one Sonic destroyed at the box office? And then Mufasa, which, I didn't think Birds of Prey was bad. I liked Birds of Prey. I thought it was fine. Morbius, the less said the better, but yeah. What's the button to do the, I don't know. Now this is something everyone's been saying since this game came out. Mordecai, gotcha. To be fair to me and everyone else, C doesn't say like X. It's like, what does Eggman make out of his robots out of, whatever the fuck this is made out of? Just make like a Death Egg robot out of that material and you're golden. No! Okay. There we go. Like a golden bolt. He would. Oh, we need... There's something there. Like, I was nervous, because like I had to be fair, I have not seen Mufasa, but I did see the Lion King remake, and that might be the most pointless of all of Disney's remakes. I know it made $1 billion, but that's just on name brand recognition. It is 98% the exact same movie. Just go watch the original. It's got better animation. Oh gosh, okay, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. I've also been watching a lot of regular show recently, so welcome, Mordecai. Oh! I remember when Colors first came out, this section in particular was like, holy shit, look how big and wide and open this thing is. It's great. There's absolutely nothing to do in it, but it's pretty big and wide and open. Kind of like that segment in City Escape Modern. I know, right? Which I don't mind that colors is mostly 2D because I actually like I mostly enjoy the platforming in this game, so I'm okay with it. Oh, they all both come out 2010, and regular show again. Regular show is I think best. The best way to watch regular show is that's the Roger Craig Smith drinking game. Just whenever he voices a random character in the back, take a drink and you'll be dead after like 4 episodes. Dang it. Dang it. Whee! Yeah, it's like, I've liked it, obviously, I've liked, the Boost era games more than you, obviously, but I would welcome, I think Frontiers showed some promise in non-boosting gameplay. Likewise, I feel like, parts of Shadow Generation, even though there's a boost era game, I think parts of Shadow Generation actually show a lot of good level design that didn't need the boost for it, but yeah, I would be okay with a. It's like if they do eventually remake SA1 and SA2, I don't want them with boost. I want them to be made without boost. So, you know, I said we were talking about Sonic Movie 3, but because Callum's in the chat, I want to talk about the Bluey movie. So is that like officially like, are they hiring artists, or do we just know it's in development and like they're working on a script, what have you? Again, I don't disagree with a lot of that, but again, I feel like, especially in like DLC 3 of Frontiers, I feel like they were, to me at least, they started to work out a pretty good balance of the two. I don't like the fact that it's CG. I'll see it because, you know, as long as the creators involved and everything, like it'll be good, but. Man, can't we just get like just give the regular animation studio a bigger budget, you know, and let them go crazy. Can't escape me, Red Ring. Yeah, the Lilo and Stitch one. It's like you know what's weird is that I know, like, if you look at it, that is just Stitch's model in CG, but it's something about the eyes that I don't care for. Cam, you have to forgive my ignorance, my friend. Is Bluey Wood, is that just the production company that makes the show, or the creators production company, what have you? Oh, gotcha. Okay. That's cool though. But I assume that's like officially licensed. Oh, okay. You know, it's not the same thing, but I'm pretty sure I saw on Airbnb someone recreated the Bluey house that you can stay in. So that's kind of cool. How many Bluey and Bingos have they gone through at this point?
Eggman could be.
Like, I know they've changed at least once, but yeah.
Indeed I could, but I'm right here behind this generator. That's it.
No, Alex, we're talking about Bluey now. I didn't realize Kellen would be here. We're just going to talk about Bluey. I like this cutscene. I think this cutscene is a lot of fun. Is that you humming? It's weird seeing these cutscenes in 60 FPS. It looks weird. Like it looks unnatural to me.
Tails, buddy?
He's my buddy now.
What have you done to him?
Me.
Oh, the sound effects are so crazy.
Unless shooting him with my mind control beam that runs on alien energy counts is doing something to him. Does it?
I know some people don't like the writing in this game. I think that line's great. Does it?
This turned out much better than I could have hoped.
I think Pontac and Graf had a weird boner for the notion of Sonic and Tails fighting, because this is set up in this cutscene. Then of course in Lost World, there's the moment where you think Tails is gonna fight Sonic. You know, it's like, why do you want to do this? Give it to us in a boss fight. Stop giving it to us in cutscenes.
Tails, buddy, are you all right?
All right, so we're gonna start talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie spoilers. In 3, 2, 1.
Cheap alien energy.
They could have done it. They didn't give it to us. Like, why didn't they show us that 10-year-old little Blongo get shot in the face? Like, you fucking cowards, Paramount. Fucking cowards.
Enjoy the park. I'll leave you your own
I really liked Maria. I forget the actress's name, and she's not. I thought she'd have more screen time, but with what she has, they've like, she's not. Oh, I love this bit.
He had an evil plot, and coming here was a good idea. There it is, straight from the horse's mouth.
We didn't bet.
We didn't bet.
Dang.
I laughed out loud so hard the first time watching that cutscene. It's weird because she's not like. Oh, so this is by far I think the best boss type in this game. Oh, I'm blanking on what their names are. Oh, either way. But yeah, it's like she's not exactly the like pure beacon of humanity, of like goodness and hope that Game Maria is. I like that she's a little bit sassy, like that moment where Shadow's in the tube, and she draws like the bunny face. Fucking loved it. Fucking loved it so much. Same. Like this is my favorite boss fight. I actually really like. I know the remix music in this game is a bit of sauce, but I actually like Jun Tsunoi's remixes for the boss fights. And I'm blanking because the first one is what, Rotatatron, and the second one is Captain and Admiral Jelly. Oh, Orkian and Scullion are what these big airship things are called. This music track's so good. Yeah, Colors is easily a top 10, maybe top 5 OST for Sonic 3. I don't hate the remixes in this. I like that it gives you the option to pick and choose, which is the best of both worlds. What's weird about the Sweet Mountain one is that I am pretty sure. Oh wait, there's nothing there. Shit. I am pretty sure the original one isn't using any actual live brass instruments. It's all like synth. And I think the Colors Ultimate ones may have actually got actual instruments for that. But it's like the fake ones sound better, so it's like I want to think of the original. Well, it's like I know. The idea for Aquarium Park was a level that like Sonic Team had like a rough idea for wanting to do since Sonic 1. Because I mean, I think this was because well, after this we had Generations, which was just, you know, old levels as part of the theme. Then we had Lost World, which was just a lot of old levels with a slight new slicker paint. Then we had Forces, which was all mostly old levels and factories. Then we had Frontiers, which was kind of like generic landscapes.
Sonic, did you give the guy?
You know, and then Shadow Generation. So yeah.
Sup, Yacker? So did you get any more info out of him?
Well, it wasn't easy, but yeah.
Well, we know Eggman is going to use the energy he's stealing for a mind control weapon.
Yeah, it's like,
Learned that one the hard way.
yeah.
You know how Eggman is getting all these aliens?
Yeah. At first, I thought that Yacker was talking about how Baldy Nosehair was using burps to do it.
He is pretty gassy.
I agree. Yeah, it's like,
I don't know, something doesn't seem right with that.
That's what
oh my god, why am I blanking on it?
sense.
Studiopolis is like one of my favorite levels in the entire franchise. Like that aesthetic is so good.
Generators.
So, no burps. Well, that's a relief.
Tell me about it. So basically, Eggman
It's
uses
well, Mordecai. It's funny
five
when like I
generators
posted that on Blue Sky, and my comment was just like, well, looks like this is gonna be the last. Like we're never gonna have a Crush 40 song ever again.
But still, yeah.
That
Okay,
like.
fine. 5 generators? Well, I've already
Isn't
leveled
that
2.
too-
So, if my math
I
is
love
correct,
Johnny.
that
I
leaves
think
us
he's a great
3
singer. He's a
more
great guy. But it's like some of the information in that.
We should get moving. Yacker says the
I'm just gonna
aliens
say
don't have
with
much time.
as much interaction with the fans as he's had over the years, I find it hard to believe he's never once known that Live and Learn was reused in other games. I'm not calling him a liar. I'm just saying that I find that highly suspect, to be honest with you.
Reckon you'll be able to get yourself enough of that energy to take over the whole dang planet?
Yes, I reckon.
Good. I will. That's what part of that lawsuit is alleging. That it's been reused multiple times without his permission. But it's because like they've reused other games, other songs, in a bunch of. I think. Call me a cynic, and this is gonna be a slight spoiler for Sonic Movie 3, but I think it's something that most of us would have expected. I think if Live and Learn wasn't in Sonic Movie 3, this would not be a thing whatsoever. Which I think call me a cynic. I think he's trying to.
Are you sure he doesn't normally?
Thank you so much. I think he's trying to
Just go find him and
piggyback off that being in the movie.
I will have no need for those.
It's just like.
In just a few hours, Sonic's world will be under my control. When it is, it will be the crown jewel of my amusement park.
But the thing is, wait, Franken, his lawsuits with Sega, like Paramount already paid him. Like this was announced back. I mean, again, Live and Learn being in Sonic Movie 3 isn't a big surprise because again, back in like February, March time, he officially announced on his social media platforms, especially Instagram, where he was like, I have signed a contract with Paramount to allow them to use Live and Learn in Sonic Movie 3. I'm not sure if they will. I'm not sure in what context it'll be used if it is, but they have the legal right to. So like that's not exactly a surprise. Thank you so much. Where should we go next, fam? Should we go to Planet Wisp, Aquarium Park, Asteroid Coast? I'll let you guys pick. But again, I am not in a. I know nothing about the behind the scenes of the contract. It was just my understanding from reading and speaking to certain people over the years who are in the know that I was under the impression that like when Sega hires you for a song, they own everything. Like I was always under the impression that all of these singers, including even June, like they make like a song, they make like Green Light Ride for Team Sonic Racing. They get a flat fee and then no residuals, no nothing else, and the game crashed. Well, that's my Mordecai said to go to Park, and I went to Planet Wisp, and so they were like, you didn't fucking listen. See, I don't. It's weird because like, why would it be for Live and Learn specifically? You know, I know that technically that was the first song he wrote for a Sonic game because he did not write the lyrics to Live and Learn. He was just a hired singer for that. Just like Tony Harnell and like Karen Brake and all the others were. Um, so yeah, I mean, if that is the case, it's weird that it's just for that. Also, because I'm sure people may have seen it. That's what I mean. Open Your Heart was the first. No, no. Open Your Heart. He didn't write that. He was just hired to sing Open Your Heart. He had no. If you look at the credits for Open Your Heart, Johnny G. Willie is not listed anywhere. That was written by Sega internally. But it's weird because if he has this thing, because then it's like I'm not sure if anyone's seen the footage, but when there was a thing where I want to say it was at Disney when they announced that like Spider-Man and stuff were gonna be at the parks, they played Live and Learn for some random reason, and I don't know why. This is my hot take, and I've been saying this since it happened. Open Your Heart is better than Live and Learn. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. I think it's a better song. But yeah, but it's like like things like Sonic here, like other Johnny written songs, like all the other Crash 40 songs. It's like, why just Live and Learn? That I hate that because there's a really fucking good orchestral version of Railroad Hill Zone in the Sonic 2 trailer. And they just cockblock us because it's not in. We get like Green Hill Zone played on Tom's phone. What's funny is, and I am not knowledgeable enough to catch this, but apparently the version in Sonic Movie 2, there's a moment where Sonic calls Tom on the phone, and Green Hill Zone, the original from Sonic 1, is his ringtone. I guess that is not like the official version from the games. It's some version they got from YouTube because like the pitch is slightly incorrect from what I've read and my understanding. Yeah, frankly, I gotta go with Mordecai. I think I prefer all of the SA1 versions of songs over 2, with the possible exception of I might prefer Tails' SA2 theme. But aside from that, I think I prefer the SA1 version. But again, I don't know about the lawsuit. I don't know the internal workings of the contract or anything. It's just I love the man, but some of it just feels kind of, to use a word that the kids like to use, seems kind of sus, And again, if Sonic Movie 3 wasn't a thing, and if Live and Learn wasn't it, I don't think this lawsuit would be a thing whatsoever. Ah, good old Aquarium Park. At the bucket of sushi, now with fish. That's also one of my favorite jokes, and like we'll get to it at the end of this cutscene after you defeat the boss. When there's the whole like the bucket of sushi now with fish, and Tails goes and eats there. And it's like, what's the verdict? And Tails' response of his cruelty knows no bounds. Fuck you, that's a funny line. I think that is an amazing line. His cruelty knows no bounds. I'm not as forgiving with things like Forces and to an extent Lost World. And I mean, not every joke in this is a banger, as the kid said 6 years ago. But I like this. I like the script for this. I think after things like 06 and like Shadow the Hedgehog, and to a lesser extent Unleashed, I think this kind of tone is what the franchise needed, Because I think it'd be perfectly fine if like not every Sonic game has to have like the tone or mood of like an SA2 or like a Frontiers, for example, I think it'd be fine to oscillate between this one's kind of, just silly and fun, and this one's a bit more serious. Yay! Alex, why it slaps? Yeah, and again, that's one thing I will say. I get why they allow it to happen because it's Jim Carrey, and neither the director or the studios are gonna say no to what Jim Carrey wants to do. And again, slight spoiler for Sonic Movie 3. You've been warned. I would have in a heartbeat taken less of the Robotnik and Gerald dance scene for a longer Super Sonic Super Shadow boss fight. Or no, but just a fight scene, you know. That's good. I actually really like the fight between Sonic and Knuckles in Sonic Movie 2. I just wish it was longer. Like everyone else, I could have done about the. I think unto itself, like if it was in a vacuum, the whole wedding scene, that like 10 minutes of wedding scene is actually really funny. Completely out of place in this movie, in that movie, you know. I just wish the fight scene was longer. Also, I tweeted, I not tweeted because I don't go on there anymore, on whatchamacallit. It's fuck, what's the level? What's the Blue Sky? On Blue Sky, I made a comment that in Sonic Movie 2, despite their like numerous fights, Sonic never is ever actually able to defeat Knuckles in combat. Like Sonic loses every single fight they have, but excuse me, but it's like, but comparatively, if Sonic defeats Shadow, you know, unequivocally in Sonic 3, then by the transient property, Knuckles is stronger than Shadow, and during their super boss fight, without question. I mean, again, spoiler alert, Sonic punches him to the fucking moon. Like, Sonic wins that fight, he defeats Shadow, but he couldn't defeat Knuckles, ergo Knuckles still strongest. Thank you. I'm actually really happy with that. It's stupid and dumb, but I'm really happy that he wasn't able to defeat Knuckles. I also wish that the Knuckles and Sonic boss fight didn't have music score from fucking Ant-Man the Wasp. It is a nice thing that how there are actual. I think this was probably done in response to the Mario movie and fan outcry. Not just Live and Learn. There are actually a handful of music from the movies. Sorry, music from the games used in Sonic 3. I know there's a moment where Eggman's ringtone is Eggman, E-G-G-M-A-N, his theme from SA2. There's a moment where they use the end of level theme. Now the credits list City Escape, which I have not been able to find, and Theme of Dr. Eggman by Jun Sonoy. That leads me to believe that they're referring to his SA1 theme. However, at more than one occasion in the movie, you do hear Eggman's 06 Unleashed Colors theme, which I'm actually a big fan of that theme, so I'm glad that was used. But I wonder if that was just somebody at Paramount was confused about who did what. But yeah.
Almost made it.
Alex, exactly, yeah, exactly. But I'm not sure if they credited that to Jun Sonoy by accident, because of course Jun had nothing to do with the music score to 06 Unleashed, or Colors really. Aside from a few guitar parts here and there, but yeah, it's kind of because I think that should be accredited to Hideki Kobayashi. Oh, excuse me. You say storybook hell? The Black Knight score is in my top 10, and again because he didn't really do anything for Secret Rings. Oh no, I got pushed above the ocean. Right, Canada, my friend, if you're still there, I'm curious. Top 5 soundtracks in the franchise. I see one Mania Unleashed. Okay. I'm gonna assume Superstars is not included in that. Runners, like Runners is I like Runners as I thought Runners was a really fun iPhone app. I'm annoyed. I'm bummed it's not there. But like I know this is a joke meme, but like man, no, Tiny did not have to go that fucking hard on an iPhone game. I remember specifically. I'm gonna stop and tell a story right now. That one of my favorite pieces of music, both in the franchise and just in general, is track "End of the Summer" from Runners. And when my son was born, he was born in the end of August. And I know it's not technically the end. That's not technically the end of the summer. But I remember as I was driving, because I was working when I got the call that his ex-wife, his mother, was pregnant on my way to the hospital. Right before I got there, I played "End of the Summer" because it's a very like, I don't want to say it's like melancholy, but it's so perfectly captures the feeling of like closure, of like something is ending, but like that's not always a bad thing. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I purposely listened to that. Bittersweet, it might be the best. Again, I don't say bittersweet, but like I purposely listened to that before I got to the hospital because I was like, this is like, I'm gonna enter this building, and when I come out of it, my life will be forever changed. And so I purposely listened to "End of the Summer" to kind of signify this is the end of this chapter. I'm about to become a father. Things will never be the same. And I could not, for me personally, I couldn't think of a better piece of music to illustrate that for me. So I love that soundtrack so freaking much. Again, my thing with Superstars is, and unfortunately, I'm gonna pause again because so Jun Chino, I've met, I've been a fan of his work really since Sonic 3 because that was the first game he worked on. Big fan of his work. I've had the pleasure of meeting him several times. When I went to Japan, he invited me to go out to dinner with him. I'm not trying to say it's to suck my own dick, but like I'm a big fan of him both as a musician and as a person. I like the Sonic 4. I like the Sonic 4 soundtrack. I don't hate it. I completely understand why people don't like it, but it just clicks with not every track. Sonic 4 boss theme, maybe not so much, but like it clicks with me. I don't even mind a lot of the synth in Sonic Superstars, but for the love of, and I love him, I take a bullet for that man. But for the love of God, can someone please take away the Sonic 1 and 2 drum sampling from Jun Sonoy? Like so many of the tracks in Superstars, just put real drums on it, and it'd be fucking perfect. That's why I love so much of I forget their name, but so much of the classic remixes of the original classic game Act 1 musics in Sonic Generations was, I want to say, the sound director for Sonic CD. If you go list, they work so well because they take like the Mega Drive synth, but they added real drums and a real bass. Just give me fucking that. If you want to keep the Sonic 4 synth, I don't hate it. As long as the melody's good, I'll fuck with it. But for the love of Christ, just please, real drums and a real bass, and I'm happy. I'm happy with that. But that drum snare, I am so fucking sick of it. So fucking sick of it. Thank you, Rocky. Thank you. Sometimes, and now whenever I listen to that, I'm rocketed back to that, you know, how I felt in that moment. So yeah. Easy does it. Easy does. Oh, god damn it! I still did it. Fuck it. Oh, I forget. Is that gonna be like an official release, or is that like is that like a mod like this is? Because either or, I'm down. Like I will like I played a lot of those. I played some of those PS2 games. I didn't. The control ain't great for a lot of them, but I would buy a remaster of that shit any day of the week. It's a mod. If you could like, so do you have to buy the base game? Is the base game even available on like Steam or anything, or is the mod just everything? Rocky, yes, you know, because years ago, this is like 15 years ago, they released a soundtrack of Sonic 1 and 2. It had all of the demos and the game version, and also it was the only place where you could get the ACOM remixes of whatchamacallit, Dreams Come True from 06. Oh, Alec, that's fine with me. Like, if you don't mind DMing me with that. And maybe the best place to find the ROM for the game. We can make something that happen. T-Square. Okay, you know, I'm gonna go and look them up right now. I'm sorry, guys. One second. I just got a message from someone. You said T-Square. Okay, let me look it up. T-Square on Zio Spotify. T-Square artist. In their Instagram thing, Callum, does one of them look like an old Luigi with a big mustache? But I will give them a follow. Dude, Mario Kart 8 soundtrack is so good. You know what I love? Overall, obviously, Mario music is no slouch. Just some of the best soundtracks ever. The Sonic music gels with me more. But something I will say, I noticed it first with Mario Kart 8, but on Mario Kart 8 and Odyssey, it's not so much the music itself. It's more like how it's recorded. It has this sound that sounds like it's like you're in the room and hearing it live. Sonic music, like, it's great production value. It, you know, I gel with the melodies and how it sounds more so than Mario, but it's very like I don't want to say cold and clinical, but it's like you listen to it, it's like, oh, this was like, you can tell it's like this was everyone recorded separately. This is mixed together. Like, it feels like normal music. I love that certain Nintendo soundtracks have that like almost live recording atmosphere. And I would love for a Sonic, like, I think Team Sonic Racing came closest, I think, to having that kind of vibe, as the kids said, and I would like to hear that more. Yeah, Mario Kart 8 soundtrack is so good, man. Except because I used to have the complete thing, and then I added some DLC, and then I added more DLC, and now I don't have the complete soundtrack anymore to get added more. Push. Push. That's right, Callum. I did that just to annoy you. Oh shit. That's one. You know what? I love how like the infinite water jump makes so much sense for Sonic's moveset. Like it's real good. Drill. I will say, because obviously they were, it feels like Shadow Generations was the first time Sega actively tried to have some good, like, I don't know, cross-media fuckery with the movies. I know they kind of tried with this one, with Sonic Movie 2. Not a bad idea to remaster one of the more, despite what Callum will say, one of the more critically acclaimed and you know, and fan-beloved games of the franchise. Just a shame it was, you know, this. I honestly cannot remember what they did for Movie 1, or if they did anything like this for Movie 1. But it's also weird how, do you remember how there was a pre-order gift for this game where it was like a baby movie Sonic keychain. And it's just like, what the fuck? You know, Callum, I agree. Like, I still love colors. I will say though, this remaster, and not just the visuals, because you know, if a game's fun, then bad visuals won't won't ruin it. But I will say, just because certain control things had improved, even since Generations compared to this, and I would even say even Lost World and Forces have certain, I've never liked this guy. Have certain better things, have certain improvements in terms of base control. The fact that they didn't go and like tweak anything or improve anything control-wise, I'm like, that was, I feel, a big missed opportunity. Like, I feel like you could have done some things to improve how he controls in this, but they didn't. This blind squirrel. Yeah, it's I know it's quick to just jump on the, oh, you know, it's Blind Squirrel's fault. It's, you know, which maybe it was, but Sega in the past obviously had not. How do you get past that? You can't jump. I can't get out of the way of that. I can't boost. I'm just stuck taking his abuse. That's some great game design there. That's good job. Good job. I'm gonna drown underground. Aquarium Park. Yep. That's another nice thing. I like that they brought back Kate Higgins, you know, Tails' voice actress from Colors, the original Colors, to Sonic Lost World. They brought her back to record some of the new Tails lines, as opposed to just having Colleen re-record everything like they would do for Sonic Generations, you know. You know, Rocky, I have no complaints with any of them 6 games. Yeah, well, you know, it's like, you say that, Callum, and I say this for the love in the world. Outside of Bluey and, you know, Mad Max, what is Australia giving the world that makes you so demanding of a world tour? You know, I'm just saying. Besides, you guys already got that Sonic in Sydney World Tour concert thing. You know, that was the only live action stage show with Princess Sally. So you got that. Be happy with that. And you know, you didn't give the world that. That was America. America just made fun of you guys for 20 minutes. It is pretty good. Bart versus Australia is an all-time cult classic episode. I will give you that, but No, get back! There we go. Whee! You know, I forget. Excuse me. I forget if base colors let you use the D-pad for movement, but I'm not sure if this is just a Project Green Rainbow thing, but this lets you use the D-pad, and I'm all for that. I never like it in some of the more 2D heavy boost games where they don't let you use the D-pad. I'm like, what? Come on, come on, come on! Like, come on! Oh, I'm dead.
I'm on my way.
You're already here, dipshit. What do you mean you're on your way? It's the equivalent of saying goodbye when you first arrive and I'm dead again.
Almost made it.
What countries have they? So like, I know they've done America, obviously. I know they've done England. I know they've done Brazil. I assume they must have done Japan at some point. Canada probably counts as a different country. I mean, it is technically. But like, I guess whatever countries have they gone to? France? Have they gone to France? I will say the symphony is fucking amazing. Like, it's no joke. It's close to a religious experience as I'm ever gonna get. It was so fucking good. Holy shit, we got Yuji Naka live in the chat. Made me want to tear an Aquarium Park. Made me want to tear what. So yeah, this is the thing. It's like my goal is in these streams just to get all the red rings, and because I've never been able to unlock Supersonic in this game, I never had the patience to find everything. That's what we do. See, so like, what about the when you say Frontiers music? What you mean, like just the songs? Because I don't think they play any of the music. I don't know. I know. I think he legit follows me on Instagram. I'm not gonna lie. At some point next year, I'm gonna try and I'm trying to actually start that fucking Sonic like big video about the making of Sonic 1. Maybe I'll reach out to him there. He follows me on on some social media app. I know he follows me somewhere. Let me check Instagram. Maybe it is. See if it's Instagram. Maybe it's Fred. It's one of them. Followers. I am one of only 340 people Yuji Naka follows on Instagram. So there you go. There you go. See, I mean, that's something where I can understand, like, because obviously the Titan boss fight music themes, they are pretty different from most Sonic music. I sort of maybe a few tracks from Shadow the Hedgehog, so that I completely understand. Some people be like, that's not really my jam. I get it. I fuck with it to a certain degree. Like, it's not like I honestly oh no. Oh shit. There you go. My favorite song from Frontiers is One Way Dream, because it is the most Sonic song in the soundtrack. So that's why that's my favorite one. Excuse me. I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm gonna mute when I cough my lungs out. 1 second. Well, Rocky, you don't gotta rub it in that you were able to do it 3 times when you were 11. I was never able to do it once, so you know, maybe read the room. You know what's funny? And I'm not sure if it's a licensing thing, but "Almost Dead" is the only song from is the only vocal theme from Shadow the Hedgehog that's not included in Shadow Generations. I'm not sure if it's because, you know, it was it well the Power Man 5000. I believe one of the only, like, they were the one that were, I think they were the only band in the game that were like somewhat known, from my understanding. I mean, no, like, you can't, like, I'm sorry, but like the fact that they gave us an official Sonic song with the line "Heaven can't save us" hell is a joke. They will always be real fucking ones for that. Heaven can't save us, hell is a joke. Like, that's in a fucking Sonic game. I apologize, I am coughing like crazy. Hey, that was when they were really trying to be edgy, and it fucking worked, you know? I love Chosen One. Chosen One might be my favorite of the... If we don't include the Crush 4 songs, I think Chosen One might be my favorite. Wish I may, wish I might. It is so emo. That might be the most emo song in the entire franchise. Just sometimes I wish I was never born at all. Yummy. Yep. Well, we have a version of a Sonic song with that in it. That's still amazing. Fuck the pain away, my bed is in ruins. I feel like I am completely lost here. Whoa, whoa, Rocky, dude! I don't remember which trailer. I don't remember that. I remember the one Frontiers trailer had "Don't Stop Me Now," which, tonally speaking, like I'm a big fan of Frontiers, but like tonally speaking, "Don't Stop Me Now" is not the correct song for the tone of that game. Ah, the classic that's the classic Red Letter Media pop breaking sound effect. Wait, did you? Is that? Is that what? Because I just thought that was just, you know, Junkie XL Shadow theme, which I was like, that's the one theme he's made for these movies I kind of like. But you're saying that was just. Are you sure? Because I don't think they
Oh, Sonic!
I don't think they credit Iron Man that song in the credits for the game. So I don't know if that's like an official remix or if it's just a sound alike, you know.
I can do this all
I mean, if anyone who's heard Junkie XL's Godzilla theme, it is the definition of, you know, Dad, can we get Godzilla's theme? We have Godzilla's theme at home. It is just. Oh, it did? Okay, cool. Oh shit. All of his themes suck. Like,
I got you,
it's.
Sonic.
I don't want to be like, it's whatever, but it does. Oh god, I'm bad at life. It does suck that the composer who is, it looks like is attached to two of my favorite franchises currently, Sonic and the Monsterverse. Two franchises that they have a lot of. It's two things that have a lot of original themes and stuff. That he seems, with the exception of Sonic 3, and I can only assume that was because the studio were like, kids seem to like the Mario movie score, you gotta put some stuff in, Oh my god, please bring back Brandon McCreary. Jesus, like that soundtrack. The more I sit with it, the less I enjoy the movie as a whole. But goddamn, his soundtrack is so good. I mean, and it's not just because he used the Ikefube Godzilla and Moth theme. His Rodan theme, which is entirely original, that is one of the greatest themes I've ever heard for anything. My God, that theme is so cool. My favorite thing about the Transformers one, like a great movie, I loved it, and specifically his score. He didn't go as crazy with like themes as he did with the Mario Brothers movie. But in Transformers 1, whenever they reference and whenever you see the Primes, he plays the theme to Transformers Prime, which he did the music for. And I remember when I first heard it, I know that theme. It's like, that's the Transformers Prime thing. They're talking about the fucking Prime. Like that was genius. I was like, Brian. My favorite thing about that is, so obviously anyone who's seen the Mario movie knows that there's a bunch of like needle drops that whatever. I remember the worst one is he did this great. It's on the soundtrack. It's called Driving Me Bananas. It's like this really awesome orchestral version of the Donkey Kong Country theme that they replaced with Take Me On, because yeah, that makes sense. Now, at the end of the movie, when Mario and Luigi get the superstar, and you hear the fantastic rendition of dun 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 dun. I read an interview where I forget if it was coming from him firsthand, but apparently he had to fucking fight the studio to use, because they wanted to use Jump for My Love for some reason. I guess like what? But I guess Brian was like Mr. Tyler. We're not on first name basis. He was just like, no, like it's all been, the whole movie's been leading to this. We need to hear the motherfucking superstar theme, I thought the Mario movie was fine. Like it doesn't have a plot. It is just references. It's like, oh, you remember this from the game? Here it is. Which to some of the things in the Sonic movies can sometimes be accused of that, because there's a moment in movie, spoiler alert for movie 3, there was a moment at the end where Shadow takes off his inhibitor rings, and in the movie theater, you heard a lot of guys like, oh, and even I was like, oh, that's cool. But if you think about it, it's like, that's not being set up in the movie. Like that, in context of it means fucking nothing. Isolated to Sonic movie 3, excuse me, Shadow removing his inhibitor rings is like, what does that mean? Why should I care? But the Mario movie was nothing but that. It was just like, remember this from the game? There it is. There it is. And I said it. I think I said this on Twitter. But in the Mario movie, Diddy Kong no longer being a Cyclops but having two separate eyes unnerves me more than movie Sonic not being a Cyclops anymore. Something about Diddy Kong, like, for whatever reason, I was just like, no, that's fucking wrong. That's not Diddy Kong. Like, what the fuck? No. You spot the reference to the movie. Is that, yeah. Hopefully in I greatly apologize. Hopefully in the sequel they'll be able to, you know, make a story maybe?
Man, running past all those fish put me in the mood for sushi. I doubt Eggman had the decency to put a good sushi joint in this park.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, try the newest dining experience here at Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park.
The bucket of sushi. Now.
Fish.
I love like
Like I was saying.
the way Mike Pollock does that now with fish.
Hey, did somebody here order a clobbering? Are you
Again,
sure?
I like this
It says
cutscene. I
somebody
understand
ordered
if you
an
don't, I
extra
get
large
it. I like
clobbering
this
top of
cutscene.
everything. Okay. Tell you what, I can't take this thing back, so I'll give you an extra
But like,
large
it's like kind of
clobbering for
I
nothing.
get that, but to me it's like the Sonic like
You're hungry.
I can understand not liking some of the designs and like the world itself, but to me it's like I prefer the Sonic movies because they function as movies, to which the movie does not. It's barely a movie. It's you know that's why I again. Lord knows Sonic, especially the first two, they ain't perfect, but I'll take them way over the Mario movie. Just be like, hey, here's something from the games. Here's a piece of music from the games. Okay, bye. Again, you know what? That's fair. You know, it's like the first one is a pretty basic, you know, road trip movie. Although I will say, I remember watching a video once where this guy was like, it's like, you know, just like the movie, obviously. And again, like, Calvin's my friend. I genuinely, he hates the movies. That's perfectly fine. I do not care. But it's like on a structural basis, the first Sonic movie works because at any given moment you know exactly the motivations for Sonic, Tom, and Robotnik. It's like at any given moment you know exactly what their motivation is and what their ultimate goal in the movie is, which a lot of movies don't have that, and even Sonic 2 to an extent doesn't have that. So like structurally speaking, Sonic 1 is it's again not liking not liking a lot of the dialogue and the situations. I get that, but from a structural standpoint, I kind of that's why I will defend the first movie more over the Mario movie. Like I'm not surprised Mario movie 1 made over $1 billion, but I am as well on the other hand. Well, see, yeah, I mean, they kind of explain that because he tries to run there, but he can't find it, which again is still, if he's just for me, the big thing is, why doesn't he just run into the building and get his rings? Like, I was listening to, I'm just going to pause and talk for a second because I can't, I have to concentrate on these bosses, otherwise I'll die. So the movie was originally at Sony before switching to Paramount, and I guess when it was at Sony, Sony were treating it like, you know, I'm not sure if Tom was a character because there were different writers and a different script in that version, but I know that Sonic was teamed up with a human, and the human was the main character. And again, like you can not like the Sonic movies, you can not like the fact that there even is a human. I get that, but at least in Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic is the main character. He is not the sidekick to Tom. Sonic drives he is the central focus. It opens with him, it ends with him. Like he is the driving force of that movie. Again, the fact that it even has to be a human sidekick is not something I didn't love the idea of. Tim Miller, I want to say he was the executive producer of the first one. I don't know if he stayed with 2 and 3, but he definitely was involved in the first one. But I don't know where I was going with this. But yes, it's like I get there are a bunch of things to point out the Sonic movies and be like, I don't care for this and this reason. I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, I get it. You know, I get what you're saying, kind of. I do, but the thing about that though is that like which Sonic there have been there's been so many different versions of Sonic, you know, because it's like Adventures Sonic, like is event, Adventures or like the Archie comic books, or like Boom or even Prime. It's like, it's he's, it's like I would say the core traits are there. I mean, this is explicitly an origin story, which is something they haven't done before, and they are skewing him to be slightly younger. I'm a big fan of Ben Schwartz. In fact, in the early days, if you go back and listen to the old FTCR Hotcast podcast, Ben Schwartz being cast as Sonic was in the beginning the only thing I was like, yeah, that sounds good, you know. Uh, but it's like I had a point. I was going somewhere with this. I think the core traits of who he is are there in the movie, but it's also a thing. It's like you can't. Unfortunately, you can't just pluck Game Sonic and throw him into a movie because unfortunately, I mean, like we could sit here and argue about the need for formulas in movies and all this stuff, but unfortunately, Sonic the Hedgehog by design is an extremely static character from game to game. I mean, yes, some like he's written somewhat differently, in some of the games, but like he doesn't. Sonic the Hedgehog is a character that doesn't grow. He doesn't have character arcs. Like they I think the closest in the games you could possibly argue tries to give him an arc was Lost World, but it's like again, like what you just said that he doesn't. Unfortunately, yeah, but unfortunately, in the realm of movies, unfortunately, like you do, because that's just what has been mandated, that everyone needs to learn something and grow somewhat and improve and blah 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 blah. I personally, I'd be fine if we just if Game Sonic was just in the movies. I'd be like, I don't need him to learn anything. I'm fine. It's like fucking it's Martin McFly in Back to the Future One. He doesn't learn a damn thing. But that was a problem somewhat, and so that's why 2 and 3 shoehorn in those like you can't call me chicken type of things. Well, I mean, like, that's because I've seen the first. I've seen the first Knives Out. Great. I've seen the second one, but it's like I get that, but that's because something like that's a murder mystery. That's because that's maybe the one genre where you don't need to have an arc because the point of the movie is to unravel the mystery, not so much who the character is. Kind of I agree with this all that. The only one I liked, I actually liked his arc in Rise of the Beasts because it was to me that was a movie because after fucking what 4 or 5 movies of angry murder man Optimus Prime, I like the fact that they, even though chronologically this takes place before all of those movies do, I like the fact that they were addressing the fact that he like Optimus Prime he's angry in this movie. He doesn't like humans, but there's a reason. It's explained, and then here's a mini arc of learning to overcome that. In terms of like Optimus Prime character arcs in all of the movies, if he has to have one, I really liked it in Rise of the Beasts. He doesn't really have arcs in the movies. He's just angry murder man, But okay, so I'm so kind of what did because I think I met Tyson S once, but this was before the first movie even came out, and I want to say it was definitely before any of the redesigns. Um, Romantic stuff like Optimus Prime. Yeah, I don't keep romance out of Transformers, especially the movies. Like, I don't need that. But what did Homecoming Hero? Awesome. Oh, you got the Transformer turns into a turtle. I have him somewhere. That's I went out and bought that. Fuck yeah, that thing's awesome. Kind of what did Tyson tell you about the Sonic movie? If you're okay to share it in the chat. Wait, is he here? Is that? Oh, that's Admiral Jelly, isn't it? I gotta fucking find the drill. That again, it's like fuck. It's like that Mutant Mayhem being the lowest. Transformers 1 underperforming. It's like that. It's so frustrating as a fan of these franchises, where it's like after years they finally give us something where the characters are who they are and they act like they do, and it's a story that treats the lore and the franchise with respect, and then it makes no fucking money. You know, it's like ugh. The only thing, at least with Transformers 1 and Mutant Mayhem, like critical reception was insane. Everyone loved it. I think Mutant Mayhem being nominated for a bunch of like best animated features. But yeah, kind of so like I will say in terms of Transformers 1, the trailers are fucking terrible. Like whoever cut those trailers needs to be fired, because that person is probably the reason why they underperformed. Because when I saw those, if I wasn't such a big Transformers fan, I wouldn't have gone to see it. Because those trailers, it was like, it felt too much like a fucking early 2000s DreamWorks movie, you know. And most, not all, but most of that stuff is just in the trailers. I will say, after so many years of having mute Bumblebee, I'm glad he can speak. I'm glad he's speaking now. But it's like they went too far the other way. He talks too fucking much. You know, it's like I was skeptical, Chris Hemsworth, but honestly, like after a while, I stopped hearing him, and I just heard Optimus Prime. Scarlett Johansson, like great actress. You know, doesn't really have a lot of voices. You know, Elita One, I don't think is as defined a character. To me, like I forget his name, Megatron. Brian Henry Tyler, Brian Tyler Henry, something like that. Great voice. Good Meg. I just like Chris Hemsworth has talked in interviews about you know, like he's talked about Peter Cullen, and you know the voice like has to be, you know, you have to keep his voice in that range to sound like a younger. Because I get it, even though robots shouldn't age or have different voices, I can understand why if you're doing an origin, you don't bring back Peter Cullen because of how old he's getting. I get that. I would have welcomed it, but it's like fucking Brian Tyree Henry. There is not a lick of Frank Welker, Frank Welker's Megatron in that, which I think is a shame, because I love Frank Welker's Megatron, especially the Transformers Prime version of Welker's Megatron is I think the best. Again, it's. I don't think you'd love it, Callum, but you know, maybe I hope you do. But I would maybe give Transformers 1 a watch. I think as they do certain things with the franchise that I never thought a movie would do. Digimon, what the fuck are you doing? What do you mean menacing Scooby-Doo? You know, what are you dumb? I think you find it Starscream. That is one bit of stunt cast that I did not care for. Early previews of Transformers 1 said that Tom Kenny voiced Starscream like he did in Transformers Animated. In the movie, they replaced him with Steve Buscemi, and it's just like, why? 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 Voiced him in what? Voiced Deadpool in what? Was it, I'm going to try and defeat this guy, and then we'll... Is he dead or back crashed? Okay, let's go for some of these comments.
It's over.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, SA2 story is it. I actually think Sonic Movie 3 did a good job of cleaning that up. Same with like the Knuckles backstory in Sonic 2. I would have been perfectly fine if there were no Chaos Emeralds in the movieverse. I would have been perfectly fine if just the Master Emerald is what was needed to make Sonic turn super, because it's cleaner. Because I think, you know, the 7 Emeralds would have it looks great for gameplay, not so much in the movies. Set it also coming off the heels of like Avengers and Endgame. It would have been like 2 Infinity Stones to collect them all, you know. But the fact that the compromise they came up with, that the Chaos Symbols are inside the Master Emerald, I thought was a good compromise. That worked. Yeah, again, I think it's the fact that they didn't think he was going to come back for anything, and he came back for this. And then again, like Jeff Fowler, obviously it's his 3rd time working with him, but still, like he's not gonna tell Jim Carrey what to do. You know, it is the best line in the whole franchise.
Well, I'm totally pleased. And a little nauseous. I grabbed a bite at the bucket of sushi.
What's the verdict?
His cruelty knows no bounds. I love that. I don't care what anyone says. That is a good joke, and I love it.
Next up, the Aquarium Park.
The Aquarium Park. But yeah, it's like things they streamlined in for Shadow. Like there's no. I never for a second thought they do BioLizard. I did like the reference to it in the movie. I thought that was funny and charming. There being no and it's like what was I gonna say? Completely lost where I was gonna. Yeah, like even the notion of I listened to a podcast called Sonic Weekly, I think. David DeLuca's on it, and I think the most recent episode they had Tyson Hess and the screenwriters for all three Sonic movies. You got that, Shanmania. And they were talking about stuff like, you know, trying to bring in stuff from like the game stories, but then that's another thing. Yeah, when they I'm kind of surprised they removed Maria's illness, because that is such a big part. Well, you say it's a big part, but it's a big thing to thought about it. But again, in terms of streamlining it for a movie, makes sense. Shadows, they kind of pull a Spider-Man 3 with Shadow's origin. He just crash lands to Earth in a Black Comet-esque meteor. I wish we would have gotten. I know like they were saving. You don't get to see Jared Robotnik's face until he reveals himself. I wish we could have gotten a scene of Gerald and Shadow before the accident. Like, we see them together, but I wish we would have got a scene of them, you know? Because for a lot of it, it's like, there's not a scene that explains in the beginning why Shadow stays there. You know, he's got all this power, and like he just sits there and lets himself be tested on, and it's like, obviously that has to happen. Otherwise, it would be a movie. But I'm just like, why? Why doesn't he just be like, fuck this and leave? You know, it's like he says he has no memories of everything before landing on Earth, but still, why does he just stay there? Why don't he just walk? Why don't he just leave the vicinity? You know. But I think that if Maria doesn't have the disease, I know that like Shadow Generation / Dark Beginnings are really the first time it was said like out loud in something that wasn't a like the manual or something. But without her having that disease, there's like Jared has no reason to create Shadow. It's kind of a weird chicken and the egg thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if probably in earlier drafts if that was there. But then I guess maybe for a movie they were like, you know, we're gonna have this terminally ill girl and she gets killed on screen. I'm sure they're like, maybe let's not do that. Yeah, but something that Tyson Hess points out is that you can't do the arc because it would make no fucking sense. Like, because in the video game world, it's like whatever. And I know kind of your point would probably just be like, oh, it shouldn't be set in the real world because the Sonic movies are set primarily in like the real world. You can't have this like space colony that's been up in space for 50 years and people just lived and shit. Like, it doesn't. In Tyson Hess's own words, it doesn't make any sense. It's not plausible, you know. Again, it's like I don't disagree with you in that regard, but the fact that we're in movie 3, that's something you have to just get past at this point. Like, you're just gonna have to. Oh, really? See, I wouldn't be surprised if about Tom dying. That would not surprise me if they were going. I mean, it's like when they killed. They killed Olive Garden guy. We don't see him die, but he probably is dead. Well, see, unfortunately, like this would need to go the way of the Smurfs, where the movies get critically and financially worse and worse. Unfortunately, the Sonic movies are getting critically and financially more successful. So, if Sonic 4 tanks, maybe wait a few years, and then we'll get a straight to video DVD Sonic animated movie. If the Sonic DLC, if the Sonic / DC comic book crossover is a success, we could get a straight to like video animated movie. Work with Ninja Turtles. And Ian Flint's writing the comic book, and it's all fucking there. And just saying it could happen. I don't know, like so I am gonna go super spoiler here. If you don't want to hear anything, leave now. But can we say that I've seen all these movies in the theater on opening night, you know, and most of them have been filled with Sonic fans. Movie 1, Tails teaser, big, you know, applause, big response. Sonic 2, Shadow reveal, even bigger. Movie 3's reveal of, again, this is your last warning, get out if you don't want to know, Metal Sonic and Amy, louder than the previous 2 combined. And again, it's a very small sample. very small sample of that, but just from like, you know, it's like damn. And that Metal Sonic looks so like that. That looks like game Metal Sonic. That design was so good, you know. But again, it's like you said, but like, not like general audiences don't give a fuck about Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, admittedly, they are more likely to have heard of Shadow the Hedgehog. I think they get around that because Sonic himself says something like, "You got a few details wrong," but that's okay. That's probably the way around it. But it's like general audiences aren't gonna give a crap about Shadow, you know. Like, and I think Shadow is more popular, but I think probably more people might know Amy, you know. But it's see, Alex. Unfortunately, when it comes to movies, you normally need the general audience. You can't just rely on fans, you know. Well, maybe if Junkie XL leaves and we get a different composer, that could happen. But I think I'm gonna call it a day there. I've really enjoyed playing. I want to thank everyone for joining. Canada, I'm glad you're here. I think we got a lot of good conversation out of this. I am gonna do my best to be back. What day is it? Probably Thursday evening, and at some point over next weekend. Alex, I think how Amy appears, yeah, because I'm honest with you, when she's first on screen, I thought that was Silver because of how she was moving. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if time travel, which if you know Sonic CD, time travel is there. You mean without the time stones? I thank everyone for joining me. I will be trying to be back again on Thursday, if not definitely at some point next week. I hope you all have a good time, and I will see you all again.